Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about text editors and integrated development environment. So the biggest difference between a text editor and an integrated development environment is that the IDE actually has particular processing that happens within the application, while a text editor is just simply editing the process that is there. So let's take a look at how a few common text editors and IDEs work.
Alright, so we're going to start with the basics. Notepad is a text editor. It's the most basic text editor. The only issue is that once you write code in Notepad, you do have to go back and save the Notepad file as a .py file instead of a .txt file. But after that, it's basically a Python text editor. Another caveat of using Notepad is that the script has to be run from a command prompt. So in order to actually run Python scripts, you have to open up the command prompt and navigate to the script. The next one that we're going to take a look at is a editor called Atom. The nice thing about Atom is that it allows for a slew of different plugins to be used. However, to actually run any kind of code, you have to install certain plugins, but the nice thing is it doesn't come with a bunch of bloatware or unnecessary tools that one does not necessarily need. Atom also features a few other plugin tools like bracket matching and parentheses matching and that kind of thing, along with autofill that are featured as plugins but are not built into the editor. So like I said, you have to go to your packages and run your scripts that way. It's known as the text editor that you can build to your preferences, mostly because you can get the packages that you want and not the packages that you don't. Sublime is where we begin transitioning from a text editor to an integrated development environment. Sublime is very nice because once you give it what kind of script it is and you save the file, it will allow for all kinds of different integrated properties. Along with it comes with a bigger tool set, so that way you can build and introspect into the code a little bit more than something like Atom would, because it has a series of built-in tools. Along with that, it allows for things like macro and a little bit more ease of access to the code. Spider is a text editor that comes packaged with the Anaconda package manager, and more about the Anaconda package manager in a later video. But as you can see, it has a series of tools, and it is much more like an integrated development environment because it has tools like a debugger, and it also allows for variable introspection along with variable tracking, things like autofill, auto-completion, and the debugger tool is not only very easy to use, but it allows for a series of tasks to be performed that is not needed as a plugin. It's automatically built into the development environment, so you can set breakpoints, introspect your code, and it all prints out in your console. So it's a very nice text editor and integrated development environment that sits directly on top of Anaconda and the Python infrastructure. The last integrated development environment that I would like to take a look at is the Python editor from JetBrains called PyCharm. JetBrains puts out a series of very powerful tools, and PyCharm is definitely a good show of what exactly it can do. It features a variety of tools, including environment selection, along with configuration specific to the project you're working on, so that way you're not using a large configuration for everything and you only have the packages that you need. Along with that, it features a series of configurations including Docker, Python tests, all kinds of other different configurations, so that way you can choose the one that is particular to the kind of project that you're working on. Along with all of that, PyCharm is directly integrated with Anaconda, so that way any of your Anaconda environments that you create are available directly within PyCharm. And this is a really helpful tool when you're developing applications for deployment. That way Like I said before, you only have the packages that you need and none of the packages that you don't want. So the choice is ultimately yours as far as what is included and what is not. Like I said before, there's a variety of different tools, and debugging is available directly from the text window, and this is very helpful because it actually runs outside of the terminal as opposed to in the console. It allows for all kinds of different things such as variable tracking. As it loops through code, the breakpoints will change and the debugger is very active as far as how it adapts to the environment in which it is running.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll have another video on Anaconda coming out hopefully this week. Other than that, like this video if you liked it, comment your favorite text editor or IDE below, and remember to subscribe.